long dog wool stitch tutorial on the basic 6-stitch cable stitch. In order to do this tutorial, you have to be comfortable with the following stitches: half double crochet, front post double crochet, and back post double crochet. Cables are always made of front post and back post double or triple crochet stitches. So if you're not comfortable with those stitches, go over to longdogwool.com and have a look at the stitch tutorial on front and back post double crochets. When you're comfortable with them and have practiced them a bit, come back here to learn the cable. I've done, as a foundation, 2 rows of 12 half double crochet stitches. When we do our front and back post double crochets, they're a shorter height than normal ones, so we need half double crochets next to them so that the row has an even height. So I'm going to start this with 3 half double crochets starting in the very first stitch, so my turning chain does not count as a stitch, just to give me some space on either side of the cable. The next 6 stitches are what's going to make up the cable, and those are going to be front post double crochets. So we're just going to go 6 front post double crochets. And these are always around the post. And then we're going to do 3 half double crochets. Now to figure out where to put those, to put the next half double crochet can be really tricky. So here's one of the tricks. If you flip it over, you'll see that there's unworked stitches behind them. So you need to count the 6 unworked stitches. If I take my hook out, this should show us. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my half double crochet goes into the 7th, which is that one right there. Once you have a few rows of this, it'll be more instinctive, but in the beginning it's difficult. So flip it over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means that one right there is where I'm going to put my next half double crochet. I'm going to do 3. So 1, 2, 3. So there I've got a row of 3 half double crochets, 6 front post double crochet, and 3 half double crochet. I'm going to do one more row, and on the 3rd row start the twist. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and again 3 half double crochets. And then, because I want all of the texture to be on the same side, this back of the fabric will be back post double crochets. So I'm going to do 6 back post double crochets around those 6 front post ones. So you can see, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to do 3 more of your half double crochets. And again, you can test this by looking at how many are unworked. 1, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there is where I'm going to put my half double crochet. 1, 2, I love the ends, 3, chain 1 and turn. Now is when things are going to get interesting, because on this 3rd row, we're going to put the twist. The twist usually goes every 6th row on a 6-stitch cable. I tend to start with 2 rows and the first one on the 3rd row, and then every 6th row, because it gives you a straight line into the cable, and again at the end 2 extra rows to give you a line out of it, rather than having the twist right down the bottom of your garment or fabric or whatever you're doing. So again, I'm just going to do my 3 half double crochets. The next 2 rows are what really make the cable. And they can be a little tricky to hold and do and demonstrate all at the same time, but we'll give it a go. So where I've got my 6 front post double crochets, because on this side they look like front posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to skip the first 3 and do a front post double crochet around number 4. So skip the first 3 and do number 4. Then do number 5, and then do number 6. Now we're going to twist and go back and do numbers 1, 2, and 3. So yarn over, bring your crochet hook down, and under that post of the first stitch, bring your yarn through and pull it up a little, yarn over, and finish off your front post double crochet. So now I've got numbers 4, 5, 6, and 1 done. So now I'm going to do front post double crochet around 2, number 2, and around number 3. So then what I've got is the first twist. So you skip the first 3, you front post double crochet around 4, 5, 6, and then you twist your hook back and front post double crochet around 1, 2, and 3. And then you do your final 3 half double crochets to finish the row. There you have your twist row. So now we start the row numbering again with 1, so that your twist row is from now on always row 6. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do the back post double crochet, which that first row after the twist is for me the hardest to do, and it's especially hard when it's the first twist in the project. It gets easier as it goes on. But we're going to do our 3 half double crochets, and then we're going to try to figure out where to go. As you can see, this looks pretty messy and it's hard to tell. What I usually tell people starting is flip it toward you, and you can see that the last front post double crochets you did, there's 3 lying on the top. 1, 2, and 3. They're on top, and the other 3 are at the back. And the way you find them more easily is there's this little pocket here from the twist. Stick your finger in that pocket and wiggle it right in, and you'll find your 3. There's the back 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's really helpful to find them before you do them, and to use your middle finger, which isn't tensioning your yarn, in there to help you find those stitches. But what we're going to do first is these top 3. 1, 2, 3. And what you're going to do is a back post double crochet in each of those at the top. And it sometimes helps to just tilt your fabric forward and push those back ones out of the way. So yarn over, put your hook under the post of that first one, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. You've just done a back post double crochet in the rightmost top post. Yarn over and do the same thing for that second one. And then yarn over and do the same thing for that third one. And again, holding it toward you can help you find it, because sometimes they're not where you logically think they will be. So yarn over, pull through. Yep. And don't lose your stitches like that. I'm going to do that back post double crochet over that third stitch. Now you've done those front 3. Stick your middle finger in that pocket. Tighten your yarn up. Make sure your tension is good. Stick your finger in that pocket to find those back 3. And you're going to do the same thing there. You're going to do back post double crochet by putting your hook into that pocket and out next to that first stitch, across the bar, between the two stitches, and back out the pocket. Yarn over, pull the loop through, and then finish the normal back post double crochet. And then you find the next one, and you do exactly the same thing, except I'm going to lose it. Exactly the same thing. So it's another back post double crochet, and again around that very last stitch. There you go. It is fiddly, it is hard, but it gets easier as you go along. It's worth practicing on a small piece like this before you do a bigger project. And then we're going to do our 3 half double crochets to finish the row. And chain 1 and turn. So now what you've got looks a bit like a mess still. You can see the fabric is pulling in at the sides, it's wrinkled. As you work, this will sort out and develop a decent shape. If you have more on each side, it's even better. Blocking at the end of a project like this is always a good thing to do. And if you don't know how to wet block, there's a tutorial on the website for that. That was row 1 of the new set of 6. And what we're going to do now is 4 more rows, alternating with front post double crochet and back post double crochet. And just normal. So you put all the stitches in the order they're in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do those 4 rows and then come back to you to show you the second twist. Okay, we're back. I've done 4 more rows, giving me 5 rows now. And they're all just front post and back post double crochets along those 6 middle stitches. So we're going to do the twist again now because we're at row 6. So again, 3 half double crochets starting in the first stitch to give us our border. And then skip 1, 2, 3 and do a front post double crochet around the 4th one. And then a front post double crochet around the 5th stitch and a front post double crochet around the 6th stitch. There's your first 3 done. Now we're going to twist back and do the first 3. So yarn over, bring your hook back behind that first post and poke it out and do a front post double crochet around that first one. And then yarn over and do, again, go right into behind that second one and do the front post double crochet, and then do it again on the 3rd one, which might kind of like to hide. So again, I tend to use my middle finger to poke it out a little so I can find it under there. Yarn over, and then that's your last front post double crochet, and you've done the twist again. We'll do half double crochet into the last 3 stitches to finish the row. Chain 1 and turn. Now this is that really difficult row. This is now row 1 of your next set of 6, and it's where you have to back post into all 6. But as you can see, it's becoming a little more clear because the fabric is staying open and not curling as much. And if you remember, if you flip it toward you, it's the 3 on top you do first. And then you find that pocket, which you can see right there, and you get your finger into it, and you can find your next 3. Don't confuse this long bar as one of the post stitches. It's just the long bar reaching to the next half double crochet. So I'm going to do my 3 half double crochets. Oops. Now, helps if I flip it toward me and hold that bit out of the way. Yarn over, and you go under the post of that first one, and it's a back post double crochet, and holding the yarn a little bit back inside, the fabric a little back and sideways kind of helps. Yarn over and find that second one right there. Yarn over and pull through and complete the stitch. Yarn over and find that third one, which is now this one lying closest to you. Yarn over, pull it through, and finish the back post double crochet. All right, now you've done those first three. You're going to stick your finger into that little pocket that was made, and you're going to try to find your 3 stitches. And see, they're easier to find this time around. So yarn over, you're going to put your hook in right where your finger is, and come in at the side of that first post, around it, and back out the other side. Yarn over, and pull that yarn through, and finish off the stitch as normal. And you're going to do that 2 more times, and it really helps to stick your finger in that pocket. So hook in across the bar of the post, and back out, yarn over and pull that loop through it. So that's another back post double crochet at an awkward angle. And now you've got the last one, which is easier to do. Pull it through, and there you've done your first row. And you do your 3 half double crochets to finish the row. There, you've now finished that back row. Chain 1 and turn, and you can see your second twist is made. And as you keep working this all the way up, it'll twist nice and evenly, and it'll start to lie a little flatter so that you get a really lovely look for this fabric. So that is your basic 6-stitch single twist cable stitch in crochet.